Hello and welcome to more Dark Souls 2 with me, Oni Black Mage. Let's see, we just finished up the Old Iron King with Iron Keep, got our third primal flame lit, so now we're returning back from where we retreated in the Brightstone Cove Tseldora. Feeling a little bit more confident now about my ability to take these guys on, since last time I felt I might have been just a little bit under-leveled. Granted, there really is not too much of a difference when it comes to soul levels. The gains that you make aren't necessarily dramatic. It's dramatic when you're talking about soul levels of a difference of like maybe like, I don't know, 20 or 30, but like just a few, not too much of a big difference, not enough to turn the tide of a battle. Again, it comes down to more skill than stats. That was interesting just now. When I was sniping, I sniped out on my left instead of my right. But either way, we're coming back on a return trip here to get rid of these crazy spiders and spider people and these enemy mages, and continue on. This really seems like it should be an illusionary wall. Oh. I need to switch out on my shield. I'm trying to switch to my shield and trying to block it, but I realize I might as well just snipe him, get rid of him. There we go. I really should be using my magic reflection shield and not my regular shield. This really does look like a hidden door. It might need a Pharaoh's Lockstone though. Let's see, there's a lot of areas down there, but there really aren't too many ways to come back up. So once we drop down, it's pretty much a one-way trip. I see a bonfire there in the distance. So if we can just get to that bonfire, then no big deal. Let's see. Oh, that'll be useful. From what I know, the Estus flask only has about 12 usages max. And so far I'm pretty sure there's going to be definitely more than 12, which is nice if you miss some, but still kind of crazy to cap it off on only 12. I don't think it's necessarily big of a deal. So far I haven't reached my limit in terms of feeling that I need to respec my character. If I were to redo this game, and I will eventually, this is a fun game, I don't want to just end it up on one, and frankly, if you're going for completion, you have to beat this game, not just on New Game Plus, but New Game Plus Plus, where enemies are significantly stronger, and have, you know, significantly better attacks, and hit significantly harder. But my goodness, can your levels go up. Now, so far I'm keeping ahead of the power curve pretty well. This little red one didn't drop anything. Alright, so far I can't get into where the bonfire is. Because the bonfire over there, but it does not open from the side. Well, at least it's not locked per se, it's just a one-way door apparently. Well, nobody's gonna open it from that way, it seems. Oh, there's a spider. Would have been nice if he knocked the door down for me. Whoa! It actually startled me. Oh, that's the bird lady from before.
Oh, we meet again. This in your tongue.
That's true, she did mention that she did live here.
Normally I only... But my word, I am certain. I require...
Must bring me a wondrous soul.
My technique...
What counts as wondrous? Oh! So she's like strayed. She trades, She trades the major boss souls for weapons, apparently, but no spells just yet. At least she sells some pretty good stuff. I would like another homing soul mass, though. It'd be nice if it was crystal, but soul mass itself was pretty handy, actually. Nice, another Ferris's Lockstone. Speaking of which, sure are a lot of dolls here. I really hope that in the near future I don't have to fight said dolls. The way they're all stacked up could be kind of creepy. Alright, well here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to break a few of my souls and cash in and get that other soul mass. I mean, it's only 6k and that's easily made up.
Provide a wondrous soul. I will create one thing of your choice. I require. Oh, be so.
Sure is amazing and interesting how this game really sharpens your focus and really sharpens your reflexes. Man, you have to get timing down so crucially in so many cases that you have no choice that if you want to continue this game you have to get better, because enemies offer, you know, slimmer and slimmer windows for you to execute precise strategies. And so for that, I feel like I've been getting a workout mentally, frankly. But not to the point where, you know, you feel your thumbs or your fingers are tired. I played some fighting games, and man, my fingers sometimes feel tired afterwards. That's like the workout they get. But this one's a little bit more of a mental exercise. If you're going through long sessions of these, that's kind of why I have to play this in doses. Because man, you just play this on hours on end, and it not only does it slowly chip away on your patience, as it would be expected, but it chips away on your focus as well. You have to focus intensely, make every move deliberate, and make every move count. Especially against bosses where sometimes just one-hit kills, whatever, that's it. The whole strategy is do not get hit. And there are a few of them out there that are just so tremendously strong. They're so tremendously strong that you have to not only execute a complex strategy, but you have to do so with incredible precision. Basically, execute everything flawlessly in one go, no rest. Or at least that's how it's been before. I don't know if they're still doing the same thing. I haven't encountered anyone right now where it requires, granted, I know every boss and has required precision, obviously, otherwise they just rail into you and you die. But I'm saying even beyond that, no mistakes allowed. Just, you have to go, everything has to be perfect, no mistakes allowed. One is fatal. Nice, another Soul Vortex. Again, the thing about Soul Vortex is, it is an incredibly deadly spell. It can really punch the heck out of some people, like we just saw against the Old Iron King. However, unless you hit it right in the sweet spot, it just kind of deals a little bit of fringe damage. But if it hits in the sweet spot, man, an entire whirlpool of souls just clobbers enemies and bosses. More of these spider people. Nice, human effigy. I'm sure building a collection of these. I guess there isn't a way back. Alright, so I guess there's only one way forward. Into that Brightstone Cove, you might say. Well, there's not too much interesting stuff to say about this, so I guess I should probably talk about something until I make it a little bit further in. Let's see. What's trendy? So far, my review of this game, if I were to give it a review, is, in a nutshell, not for everyone, but excellent in what it's trying to deliver. In order to determine if something's been a success or a failure, it's kind of important to consider what the actual aim was. You know? If, it's kind of like a game of darts, where you're aiming determines your success, in so much that you're not always aiming to get a bullseye. Sometimes you have to aim for an edge, or aim for a gap. Or, let me put it this way, one man's success is another man's failure, it's just a matter of perspective. Or perhaps another way of putting it. If my goal is X, then if I achieve X, then it's a success, but if I achieve Y, just because Y is something good doesn't mean I succeeded in X. Basically, the whole point is, this game was trying to deliver an action RPG experience, very rich in seriousness, ambiance, atmosphere, gameplay, tight controls, things like that, and deliver a tough but fair challenge to people seeking that sort of deal. One that requires a player's skill more so than game handicaps and things like that. I like how that guy stepped into that thistle sort of edge. I thought that was grass. I was about to step in there myself. Looks like those are spikes and they kill you. Yeah, one such experience that rewards that amount of effort, that amount of player execution and precision. This certainly delivers that. However, I understand and certainly don't judge anybody who doesn't like that sort of experience. This game is not for everyone, and I don't recommend it for everyone. But for people that are looking for that sort of experience, that sort of thrill, that sort of challenge, this is a fantastically made product that certainly delivers. The controls are great, they're simple, they're not complicated, everything is easily accessed. I have a few suggestions that I'd like to see for future installments. Like I mentioned, I'd like the ability for casters to wield two different spells. Like I'd like to wield my staff and have a spell slot there. And I'd also like to have my glove and wield a fire spell there, and at the same time. I'd like to be able to dual wield spells like you can dual wield weapons in this game. I'd like to be able to do that, because it's not like it would necessarily be overpowered. I still am using stamina to cast them, so it's not like I would be able to cast them any faster than I would otherwise. But it's a little bit better than me having to switch out my spell and switch out my weapon. That crucial second can make all the difference in certain battles. Not in this game, but it could be in a later installment. Let's see. In terms of improvements I would like to see, I'd like to see a more robust exploration system. I like to be able to climb things, climb trees, climb walls, climb vines. I'd like to jump beyond just doing a running jump. You know, something like that. Swimming would also be kind of cool. I'd like to see more variety of monsters that way. Me personally, aquatic monsters and aquatic themed monsters scare me. They terrify me. That sort of imagery terrifies me, I'm not gonna lie. So seeing that sort of stuff here would be truly, truly amazing. I'm okay with the sword and sorcery, fighting dragons and undead and things like that, but we can go for some different environments. Maybe like a swampy environment or a dead ocean type environment, things like that. I like the variety of landscapes they chose in this game. Let's see. Blocking works. I mean, that's something that I find a crucial aspect, that you'd be surprised how many games do not have a functioning block button. It's like, okay, I'm pressing block, you know, I want to be blocking. Unless I'm stun locked, I need to be blocking when I press block. Period. End of story. If I'm in the, what I like is that when I'm in the middle of casting, if I choose to block or dodge, I will do so. It cancels my previous action and focuses on my defense, which I find such a blessing. There's so many games that don't let you do that. Unless, of course, you're in the middle of casting said spell and the spell already goes off. Then you already triggered your spell and it's your own fault for mistiming, and if you die, you die. They've taken many precautions I can see and tested this to the point. I wasn't a beta tester for this, but it would have been nice to see what kind of improvements and changes they made. Ambush, huh? Well, gee, a little bit of earlier warning would have been nice. Yep, these guys are super weak against fire, as to be expected. I would have preferred, and I know this is based on an older kingdom, and a lot of these knights serve a story. Excuse me, yawning there. A lot of these knights serve a story purpose. A lot of this kingdom has a backstory that we're slowly unearthing through our exploration. All these cursed lands, this cursed king, queen, and prince. We're seeing more of that. But at the same time, I would have liked to have seen more interesting demon designs. One of the most interesting demons I thought was the Rotten. I thought that was really cool how when he moved, he was propelled by the arms and legs of the corpses that he was composed of. And when he moved, they all moved appropriately to move him along and shove him along that same way. I thought that was really cool. Very creative. I was pretty impressed. Ouch, those spiders deal deadly damage. Wow. Wow, I can see the threat of them coming at all at once. Okay, one last spider. Bam! There we go. That wasn't actually so bad. This sure is a big room. Another locked door. See, those gray lattice iron doors? There's got to be a key. Treasure ahead. Alright, let's check it out. See, with all the spiders and now moving into something that looks like a spider temple, I'm pretty sure we can expect lots of spiders, expecting to fight spider hordes, more spider people. Probably have to fight a lot of webs. Maybe have to burn some webs. Probably have to fight a spider queen. I mean, that's just RPG 101. When you're in a spider nest, you're gonna have to fight the spider queen. Kind of goes hand in hand. And it's probably gonna be an undead spider or a demon spider, since this is Dark Souls. And look at this. It's a room full of giant webs. There's probably a giant spider underneath all that. Let's see. Well, no cutscene, so must not be this room. Still, this is a pretty dark room. It's a good thing I'm giving off light, and I think the fire in my hand is giving off light. Not quite torchlight, but better than nothing. Pretty dark in here, though. Lots of corners and lots of webs, actually. For all I know, what's here? I almost forgot to check up. It's like, oh, all these spiders, and there were spiders on the roof. I forgot to check the ceiling. Let's see, moving on the spider web doesn't slow you down as much as I thought it would. I thought I'd get stuck there and that would suddenly trigger a giant mob of spiders to come in and suck me dry. That's a long drop. Yep, okay, there, I see spiders. They are hanging underneath. Clever. Alright, I'm running a little bit low on soul arrows. I'm running low on spells in general, so I have to make each shot count. Fortunately, I'm getting pretty good with this sniping. Another Pharos' Lockstone. I have a pretty healthy collection of Lockstones, and incidentally, I haven't been burning them. I almost feel that now that I beat the rat bosses, both of them, I should probably go back down to the lair and just start using some of the doors and seeing if any of them did contain any hidden treasures, mixed in with probably obvious traps. Because some Pharos Lockstones are traps. Okay, that's a really big fog door. That's got to be where a spider is, a giant spider. So don't trust every Pharaoh's Lockstone. It's a good idea. Usually people upvote good comments such as saying this Pharaoh's Lock door is a trap and this one is not. So kudos to everybody leaving helpful messages. Really appreciate it. And keep doing so. Oh, hitboxes, you're so funny. Alright, that's good. It's good I've been collecting all these herbs because I'm running really low on spells. Fortunately, I haven't really been pushed to the point. I've been keeping up my attunement, thankfully, to where I completely run out of spells and I need to go into my, say, Rouge Waters or my really big heavy herbs. That guy just snuck up right on me. So I've been pretty economical with my spells. Alright, so quite a few. Yep, somebody liked my message, so I'm glad I could help that person. They're not as fast as I thought they'd be on the web either. I thought I'd be all stuck and this would all be sticky and this would be terrible. Let me see if I can snipe those guys from back here. Oh. Well, out of spells. Guess I have to do it the hard way. I'm just gonna use up all my fire spells and then that way just eat an herb and recollect however many I can. Once I go through that boss, unless I'm extremely fortunate and can figure out this boss, I'm probably not gonna beat them on the first try. Be nice, but can't always count on that. Especially given how that one looks like a very large door. I'm thinking the rotten proportions. How's Fire Orb doing less damage than a Fireball? It seems like overkill to use Flame Swath on a couple spiders, but remember, there's no such thing as overkill in this game. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check out what's behind the giant boss door. But before that, I think it's going to be wise just to go ahead and recharge ourselves just a little bit. I have so many herbs to restore my spell uses, but it's about time that I actually use it. Alright, might as well queue up fire, because if it's going to be a fighter or a spider queen, then it's certainly going to be weak to spider. Or, weak to fire. Oh, I forgot one. Oh, he got scratched on me. Oh, special boss with a cutscene. Huh. What are they doing? Huh, they're entering some sort of statue. What is that thing? It's a giant statue of something. And there's the giant spider queen. Of course. Guarding some sort of statue. Okay, here we go. Usually when facing bosses like this, it's always a good idea to get rid of the mob first, but let's see how she does against fire. Wow. Wow, a single flame swath deals a quarter of her health. Alright, Fireball's doing some pretty decent damage too. Nice, I got a triple kill from that Fireball. That'll help. Whoa, okay, and she shoots lasers. Why not? At least, it must be magic, because I took that pretty well, actually. It's a double-ended spider. That's interesting. Alright, well that was pretty easy to dodge. her head is pretty elevated and it moves around a lot. That's gotta be pretty tricky for any melee types. I think it's tricky for me right now since lobbing these things requires a direct hit. See, just right there. That was close. Oh, and the spider got me. I need to get rid of the mob first. She's pretty mobile, and I'm noticing that unless you hit her directly, she doesn't seem to take damage. Freja. Alright, well, let's come back and see how we do with a quick death montage. See how soon it takes for us to beat her. Alright, so I'm prepped now. I'm going to go back to my anti-skeleton, anti-mob strategy, which is get urine out, cast that immediately, get the mob to go after that. And you're going to want to get rid of the mob, a lot of these little guys at once. I wouldn't suggest wasting your Flame Swath on it. I suggest Soul Vortex is probably the ideal spell use for this. Because, incidentally, I'm finding that Soul Vortex is good for getting rid of the mobs a lot at once, but for some odd reason isn't very good for hitting Freja with. I'm not sure why. I think it's because even though it's supposed to be a semi-homing spell, Vortex for some strange reason doesn't, the area effect doesn't really matter with her. The thing with Freja that's very important to keep in mind is that when one head's attacking, the other head is just kind of lowered and subdued. That's kind of a better one to hit, because the first one obviously is shooting acid, shooting web, which by the way, if you get hit by the web, you're pretty much dead. Web equals dead. And it shoots lasers and stuff like that. Not to mention that's the side that attacks her. I'm trying to edge her out and get closer to the thorax side, except it's a double end, so. And only a direct hit affects Freja. If you hit the side of her, it's going to bounce off against a leg, it's going to bounce off against a pincher, it's going to bounce off against her weird mouth mandibles, and that won't count as a hit, despite it being an area effect spell. It's like, none of that hit. You have to hit Freja directly. If you don't hit it directly, then your hits don't count, so a slow spell like Vortex probably isn't very good. Probably save it for the mob. Flame Swath is excellent if you get it while she's standing still. Otherwise, your fireballs, your fire orbs are probably your best shot. Try Fire Pillar, Chaos Storm, and it's possible to hit it with one of the pillars, but given how often they move, it's very difficult. See, like you think I hit her, but she happens to just move right between all the flame pillars. If you could hit her with a flame pillar, she takes massive damage, but it's kind of luck, right? Otherwise, not too fast, very easy to dodge. The biggest threat in this entire fight is the mob. You have good crowd control, you're gonna have a good time against Freja. It's really not that hard. If you have a high magic resistance, that's pretty much the majority of her attacks are. Whenever she lunges or jumps up, and occasionally she has a body slam attack, not that bad. Frankly, she telegraphs them pretty high, so it should be pretty easy to dodge. No advanced tactics. It's just rough because you have to be directly in front of her face to hit her, and when you're directly in front of her face is when she spits out her most deadly attacks. So you kind of basically have to play chicken with one of her heads. I imagine this would be incredibly useful to have an ally with, because while one person is gaining the attention, the other person is hacking away at the passive head. Because I doubt that she would attack with both heads at once. Or maybe she does. I don't know. Either way, not too bad. You have to be very careful. Also, don't get too far next to the edge. This is an arena with a boundary. Even though it looks pretty wide, you can in fact fall off the edge, and I've done that before. I thought I was outpacing that quickened, actually. But as you can see, she gives you plenty of time to heal between her attacks. The mob isn't too tedious right now. If the mob's giving you an easy time, that's time for you to go on the offense. If the mob is starting to interfere with you, that's when you need to when you need to take care of them. I was sloppy, I forgot to assign my herb as a quick use item, and so I had to go to my menu really quickly, but that's how big of a window she gives you. I can literally keep moving while locked on, and open my menu, and select an item, and eat it, and come back before her next attack. I didn't ration my spells enough for her. If you have direct hitting spells like Soul Spear or Soul Geyser, then I highly suggest that over Soul Vortex. I imagine even homing Soul Master would probably be pretty useful. Homing Soul Master would probably still be useful against these pesky mobs, getting rid of anybody that dares step close to you. I'm very sloppy. This is taking rather long. And it's not because she's tough, it's because I just keep missing her direct spots. See, like right there. Even though I slap her right there, I hit her on the armored side. You have to hit her squarely in the head. Right there in the face. Body shots are useless. So you have to hit her precise. In fact, I think I might just, once I run out of fireballs, I'm just going to go with soul arrows. Because at least with soul arrows, you're going with that precision and speed. Even though she's incredibly weak against fire, I think past Flame Swath and probably a few Fire Orbs or Fireballs, go directly to Soul Spears, Soul Geysers, and Great Heavy Soul Arrows. You're probably going to deal with her a lot faster. At this point, I think I'm just dragging it out. Yeah, see? See, like, that was a bit better hit. More of the Soul Tech shaved off a few hundred points, which wasn't bad. And at this point, I'm just really dragging it out. I'm going to try to do... Okay, I thought she would turn my way, and I would basically lead the shot, but that was a bad call. Alright, I'm just going to finish her off with Great Soul Arrows. And look at that, you see? Soul Arrows, much better call. You're going to want with your Great Heavy Soul Arrows as many as you have in your Soul Spears. That is a... Yeah, that's clearly the better one. So lead off with that, and we're going to finish her off really quickly. She's almost done. And she's done. Although apparently this isn't like the rats, the spiders don't die. You better take care of her before you get finished off too. Alright. Just corral them again with urine. And at least for something like this, Chaos Storm will take care of them. Yep, bunch them all together. Bam, there we go. And there we go. There's Freja. The Duke's dear Freja. Alright, picked up this. Fantastic. Nice little bow there. I stayed human that entire fight. Who was that masked man anyway? Wonder what this is. There's a giant statue of a dragon in here, but I don't necessarily know what it's for. It's the one that was in the cutscene that the spiders were climbing into. It's kind of on the ceiling right now. I don't necessarily know what that's for. There's nothing I can do in regards to it, so I'm just gonna keep going on. Interesting. Who's this guy? Some sort of library. A very well constructed library next to a cave for some reason. Maybe he was studying spiders. Or maybe there's some ancient lore regarding that dragon statue. Haven't actually faced a dragon yet. Alright, so let's get a little close and see if he's willing to talk. Just in case. Okay, so I can't target him. That means he's potentially a threat. The Lord's private chamber. Let's see if the Lord wants to talk. The Lord does not want to talk. Alright, well, the Lord's very weak, interestingly enough. Wow, okay. Brightstone Key, the fragrant branch of yore. Look at his sword standing perfectly straight up. That's amazing. Look at that sword. The Lord has amazingly good balance. Alright, none of these books I can interact with. So let's keep going. Okay, there's the bonfire. I was expecting that. A lot of bloodstains around it, though. Okay, that would probably be why. There's a really big guy there with 2 swords. 2 very bloody swords. Alright, well that's it. I'm gonna snipe him. Okay, he doesn't look too tough. Okay, good. He's staggered by my blows too. That's good. Perfect. It's actually a good thing I refreshed my spells. I get the exact number of soul arrows that I needed. Oh, that's Vengirl's body. That's the headless man in the foggy woods. I better go visit him and tell him that I finally killed his body that was giving him so much trouble. Alright, well that's a primal bonfire. That's all 4 primal bonfires. Time to move on now. But first and foremost, let's go over to Majula and level up. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next part. If you guys haven't already, please hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. So thanks for watching. Bye.